F. Kennedy Jr. dropped out, or suspended his campaign, as he prefers to call it. He endorsed Donald Trump. But for some reason, he's still fighting tooth and nail to get back on New York's presidential ballot after a judge knocked him off for falsely claiming to live there. He said he was renting a room for $500 with a friend upstate. This is he fights to get off other state ballots. It's starting to feel like this is all just kind of a game to him, or at least maybe a vanity play. At the same time that RFK is asking the Supreme Court for an emergency intervention to restore his name to the New York ballot. He's just won an appeal to get off the ballot in North Carolina. Key difference? That's a battleground state where his strategy appears to be different. He's now battled, mostly successfully, to take his name off the ballot in at least 7 key swing states for fear he'd tip those tight races towards Vice President Harris, which is exactly what he said he'd do when he dropped out and endorsed Trump.
Our polling consistently showed that by staying on the ballot in the battleground states, I would likely hand the election over to the Democrats. In about 10 battleground states where my presence would be a spoiler, I'm going to remove my name. And I've already started that process and urge voters not to vote for me.
Look, I was very sympathetic to RFK's arguments to get on the ballot in the 50 states when he was running for president as an independent. Remember, this is a guy who spent millions going state by state to get on every ballot, or at least try, launching countless legal fights and maneuvers, working thousands of grassroots volunteers, all in the name of democracy. At least that's what he and his campaign said. And I thought, okay, good for him. A guy with his level of support should be on the ballot. There was something messed up about the idea that a guy with, at times, who had 15% support around the country not being a choice for voters. But now it's a completely different story. Because now he's just trying to cherry pick exactly which ballots he'll be on and which ones he won't. He's fighting in court to get off ballots in battlegrounds and fighting to be on ballots in other states where he doesn't expect to change the outcome. So what? So he can brag about how many votes he got in those states? Joining me now, former Congressman Tim Ryan. He's a former Democratic congressman from Ohio, long known as one of the most moderate members of Congress, and now the co-chair of Natural Allies Leadership Council. Good to see you. Thanks for coming back.
Good to be back.
All right. Can you explain any of this to me? I mean, is there a piece of this that I'm missing?
Well, I think clearly he wants to be in Trump's good graces, so that would be helpful in those swing states for a potential cabinet position or whatever. I don't quite get the New York thing. Maybe he's thinking about coming here and running for office after this happens. Who knows? It's hard to get inside his head.
Let me play what he said about his strategy here. This is from late August. This is number 1.
I am not terminating my campaign. I am simply suspending it. I encourage you to vote for me. And if enough of you do vote for me, and neither of the major party candidates win 270 votes, which is quite possible. In fact, today our polling shows them tying at 269 to 269. And I could conceivably still end up in the White House in a contingent election.
You hadn't heard that before.
I've not heard that.
That's the theory.
Yeah, that's.
Look, it is. Look, let me say something. It is possible that it could be a 269, 260.
That is possible. Him becoming president in that scenario is absolutely
Why?
possible.
He's basically saying if I start getting enough votes in places like New York and some of the other places that he wants to be on the ballot, that could bolster his argument to make him president.
But what delegation is going to then vote for him? What state delegation would say we're a deep red state, we're going to abandon Donald Trump to go for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., or we're a deep blue state and we're going to abandon Kamala Harris? It's just not plausible.
Here is what he said in his petition to the Supreme Court. He said, first, a suspended campaign is not a terminated campaign. In 1992, presidential candidate Ross Perot suspended his campaign in July, continued to be put on state ballots throughout the summer, returned to the race in October, and won almost 20% of the vote in November.
Yeah, I mean, but he's not anywhere near as popular. I remember that race with Ross Perot. He had a unique issue. He was talking about trade. He was talking about NAFTA. He resonated with people. I just don't see that with RFK Jr. And I just don't know what to say about that, because to me, It's not a plausible scenario. It does look a lot like a vanity campaign.
He just wants to be able to say, look how many votes I got.
Well, he's still being covered. We're talking about him right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
and I think some people, that's exactly what they want. Now, I've been in races that have been hard and you lose them or you can't run and people, all your friends around you say, sorry, I mean, you did your best, you lost, or you got to get out. That's hard to do. But as an adult, you get out. You endorse Trump, fine, but all the gamesmanship with the different states just, you know, leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.